So the northern part of the U.S. seems to be pretty unified. I mean, pretty clean borders. But it's funny because the entire southern half, talking about like from I don't know, really northern Mexico to Florida, it's just it's a complete mess. Even up north a little bit towards Georgia and Vermont and stuff like that. I mean, it's just so fragmented, and there's just all these things that are happening. I mean, there's just this random shift of ideological thoughts where most of the world was initially thinking freedom, but now they're switching over towards autocracy. I mean, let's go ahead and see what happens because honestly, I don't think we've ever really seen this sort of. I don't know. I don't think we've ever seen this before, to be honest. Oh, the Zapotec just declared war on Spain. This has just been the strangest, like, late game occurrences. I've just revolutions and the switching of cities. I mean, I don't normally see this happen to an AI. It's very rare that I see both two cities switched over. That was France switched over to Mayan, French Orleans switched over to Mayan, the Mayan Empire, and then we had San Francisco switch over to the Sioux. And that was just crazy. And then obviously late game revolutions in the autocracy ideology has been pretty insane as well. Now, Washington does have quite a bit of troops still left over. Canada is still trying to figure out a way to get through Sioux territory, but they're not getting it. The Anishinaabe were destroyed in the last video. And that was about it that happened. It was pretty eventful. That was an insane last episode, I will say. I'm shocked. And part of the reason is because we were trying to skip through turns as fast as we can. Now, there's a big coalition against Spain right now, but Spain will probably be okay. Ooh, XCOM troops. England has a little bit of XCOM troops. We don't usually see this either. Oh my goodness, another one? Yes, the Iroquois city has joined France. What the heck is going on? What is going on? Where is that city at? Oh, it's on right here, Georgia pretty much. Modern day Georgia here. Okay, well, France has kind of got saved. I guess that was actually, what's funny is Orleans was about 24 population when that switched over to the Mayan territory, and now France has just picked it up. France has picked up their own nice little city. If it remains a puppet, it's obviously not that good because Orleans wasn't a puppet initially, but still, Pocatello is plotting against Napoleon. Sitting Bull is plotting against Isabella, and still, yeah, these changes. That's pretty crazy. I wonder if we're gonna see any more. So France is still in a really big old mess here, but I think for the most part they don't have to fear anymore. The Zapotec are continuing to grind down at least one more city, but they need to get over a melee unit quick or else they're not going to be able to take it over. Whoa! Rebels everywhere here. Okay, so maybe they'll get lucky enough and Zapotec will have to retreat most of their military because look at all these tiles have been pillaged by all these rebels. This is crazy. This is insane. Just so many rebels popping up everywhere. Wow. And wow, the Chinook are still trying to take over the Shoshone. They are not stopping. Denny have a pretty good force here. I mean, if the Sioux actually want to go, oh, they look like they might. Look at all these Sioux troops moving towards the Denny border. Man, if they want to go to war, though, this is going to be a mess. Unless, of course, they drop nukes. If they drop nukes, then it's completely different. But, man, you're talking about a really, really bloody war, which will ultimately lead in the destruction of the Denny. But, man, the Sioux are going to lose a lot of troops here. They will not go down without a fight. I will say that. It looks like it. It looks like that, at least. Sitting Bull is plotting against Washington. He's pretty much plotting against everybody. I guess anybody and everybody, I guess I should say. Cree should build a bigger military. I guess a bigger navy. Maybe go after England or Canada. That might not be a terrible idea. Spain has denounced the Sioux. Canada stayed pretty quiet, destroying their own rebels. Some of these nations that aren't at war are probably in the best situation because these rebels are popping up everywhere. And for the nations that are at war, they kind of don't have the military units to go back towards their capital city and deal with these annoying rebels, which is, I don't know. It's been kind of fascinating to watch that sort of thing. Okay, we'll have to see if the Zapotec continue to push. No, they're not. They are retreating. That's what I thought. They are totally going to retreat, and I don't think they're going to try to do anything else from that. Oh, and the Mayans have rebels. I have never seen this. I've never seen a campaign like this before, to be honest. I have by far never seen this before. It has been quite interesting. Dang. I am shocked. I am really, really shocked. Look at these. Oh, my goodness. It looks like just the capital of the Zapotec has been nuked. It looks like that. It really looks like the capital of the Zapotec have been completely nuked. I'm shocked here. I cannot believe that. Wow. And the Barbarians are still going. There are still 4 Barbarians. And they might get unlucky and take a little bit more Barbarians from the Mayan capital after the Barbarians are done, pillaging all these tiles near the Mayan capital. So, wow. I mean, this might be really, really unlucky for the Zapotec. They had some nice late game expansion. You know, they went for California, which was nice. They've stayed pretty peaceful with the Shoshone, which is what they needed to do. Late game, they started taking a lot of French cities away. And now it's just been a complete disaster, to be honest. Sitting Bull is playing against Denny. I should probably just move those spies because they're not doing anything anymore. Wow. And the world has been covered in barbarians. Pillage tiles everywhere. I mean, this isn't even... Spain is doing okay. But pillage tiles everywhere. Oh, yeah, that's right. America has a chance of taking over this. This is a good city for them to take. A revolution, another one. Canada has been forced to go autocracy. Oh, my goodness. Now, that's a statement there. I mean, Canada pretty much won because they were freedom. Canada pretty much won because they were following the freedom ideology, and most of the world was following freedom, so they kept all those friendships. If this world wasn't like that, if it was divided where most campaigns are, they probably wouldn't have won this campaign as early as they did. But dang. Oh, man, just wow. Canada stayed peaceful, not really going after anybody. America's denounced the French. Oh, okay. So America's given Napoleon a peace deal. Pagatel's plotting against the Denny. Napoleon's plotting against Washington. Sitting Bull is plotting against Pakol. Oh my gosh, I'm just butchering this. I'm sorry. It's the Mayan Pakol. I think it's Pakol. I need to look that up. Because I don't think I've ever tried to pronounce the Mayan leader's name. Oh, well, anyways, these barbarians are not stopping. They've stolen away a few more workers, and because the Zapotec got into a major war with the Western French Empire, well, it's been... They don't have anyone left over. They have no one left over. I guarantee you these barbarians are just going to pillage everything. There's nothing to defend. Yeah, besides city bombardment. I guess they have a stealth bomber. That's helpful. And I guess they're pulling down a marine and some mechanized infantry. But dang, these rebels are probably going to continue to spawn up. I would say, look at these. These rebels are going towards Mexico. That's not even fair. And Mexico's down to one city, man. Give them a break. Give them a break, rebels. Man, Canada's publicly denounced the Cree. Maybe we'll see a northeastern war. Oh my goodness, XCOM Barbarians. What? That is just ridiculous right there. That is just freaking ridiculous. That's not even fair, man. Wow. City revolts. What is this? Iroquois have joined the Sioux. The Sioux don't even need to take anything anymore. It's just like they're just getting cities. They're seriously just getting cities. Now, what city was this that they grabbed? I have no idea where that's at. If we look at the minimap, oh, there we go. It's right next to the capital. This is just a mess. This is a freaking mess here. Wow. Wow. An absolute just mess. Just a cluster. Oh my goodness. This is disgusting, to be honest. It's really disgusting, but dang. It's just, what is happening? How did this even happen? Oh my goodness. This has been entertaining, and it's funny because on the surface of things, if I told you that Canada was going to win by like turn 150 or whatever that was, and then I was going to tell you that the Sioux was just going to absolutely dominate, even if Canada didn't win, no one else really has a chance here of defeating the Sioux. This campaign has been really entertaining for other reasons. That's the whole thing. For completely other reasons. For all the things that are going on around, everything else. Like, the fact that Canada won early and the Sioux have absolutely just snowballed. That doesn't matter. I think for me, it's still been so much fun. At the end of the day, the winner, it was kind of predictable. But I guess, one winner wasn't predictable. The other winner has been pretty predictable. But, I mean, that wasn't even what this campaign was about. This campaign was about barbarians. This campaign was about revolts, about city changing hands. It's about huge wars with all these units, and then barbarians just last minute, just destroying acres and acres of lands. It looks like the Zapotec are starting to get a hold slightly. I'm sure the Air Force is helping out a little bit, and I'm sure they've also began production on mass producing a lot of units to be able to stop this massive barbarian revolt. Now, I don't think the Sioux have to deal with any rebels. Even if they did, they have the units to be able to wipe them out, like, no problem. Like, kind of instantly, to be honest. But, man, that has been crazy. Yeah, it's just, oh, man. The Cree might be going after England here. That would be... See, that's the thing, is wars have kind of stopped, which is funny, because I think that a lot of the reason is because they can't keep up with all the this has been a really under the surface, like up until this point, it's been all war all the time. That's kind of made the campaign fun. But now it's been just a complete mess of revolts and exchanges. Oh, Suin, wow, Sitting Bulls finally given Hiawatha peace. Dang. Oh, but they pieced out for cities. Oh my goodness, the Iroquois were not willing to give them that many cities, but finally, I think for a long time, the Iroquois were not ready to, separate themselves from two cities, and I'm sure the Sitting Bull was only willing to peace out for two cities, or at least cities in general. So you're talking about just complete destruction of the Iroquois within, I don't know, honestly, like 25 turns. They're down to, what, 4 cities here in the south, and then 2 cities here, actually 1 city in the north, because I forgot Grand River's a part of England. That's been a while. That's been like that for a while. I don't know why I forgot that. Dang. Also, the kind of the destruction of the Mayan, the Sioux did a good job there. Sitting Bull's doing a sneak attack against somebody. See, this is what's going to be interesting, is who is Sitting Bull going to attack next? Because depending on who he attacks, you can pretty much put a coffin on whatever nation that they're attacking. It might be the Shoshone. Well, the Shoshone have done a pretty good job of rebuilding their military. Yeah, they're not doing bad at all. They've left the Chinook alone in the northwest. They are technically still at war with the Mayans, but I don't know if they're going to try anything. I don't think they are. We'll kind of have to examine maybe some of these rebels. Yeah, they're still trying to attack the Mayan. Slightly. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wanted to look down and check at the Zapotec rebels, I should say. But, yeah, so they have been kind of dealt with. But, man, it's already been too late. I mean, they did their job. They made sure that their, discontent with the nation of the Zapotec was very clear. I think the entire map now realizes how upset those rebels were. It looks like a friggin' nuclear bomb was just dropped. And I don't even know if they're going to send anyone out there to fix that stuff. Mexico stayed alive, and Spain is just... Mexico's just announced Spain. Spain's done a pretty good job, too. They don't have any atomic weapons, do they? Or nuclear bombs? Nothing. France has also kept over their Caribbean city. Anything else? Yep, no, that is it. And the border gore has gotten worse, and it's funny because I remember specifically saying I thought the border gore was going to get better over time, and it has gotten like just unpredictably worse. Like no one could have foreseen this. I don't think any of us could have foreseen the border gore get this bad. It's 1417, 1979 AD. No movement from a majority of the Sioux's military. They've kind of stayed back in protecting their main cities. The Cree might get destroyed here. Maybe it's going to go for the Cree. I don't know. Canada's still trying to find their way around. I believe Canada's still at war with Napoleon, so they're trying to get... I think they have open borders through Iroquois territory, but I don't know if that's going to be enough or if they're going to get over there fast enough. Washington's plotting against Hiawatha. Napoleon's plotting against Isabel. Yeah, well, Napoleon, the damage has kind of been done to you, buddy, man. You were looking strong, but now it's just kind of the Shoshone. It's pretty much the Shoshone. We're down to... So we had 4 nations for a long time. We had 4 nations that were there. Obviously, the Sioux. Actually, no, 4 nations that were there to kind of compete against the Sioux. It was America, the Iroquois, France, and the Shoshone. We were pretty much down to... Well, the Iroquois we can eliminate. They just had too much damage to them in like city exchanges, as well as that peace deal really messed them up. That War of Sitting Bull was terrible for them. France lost quite a bit in their western French Empire. The Zapotec were never really on the list, but I thought they would be. But the Zapotec have kind of messed themselves up here. And America, as for America, I think they just didn't strike fast enough. They lost San Francisco, which wasn't that big of a deal, but, them not taking any cities away from France was devastating. And it was just kind of, I don't know, it was embarrassing, to be honest. That was just so bad. Embargo of the Mayans in the international games. So, yeah, I'd have to remove America as a part of the list as well as being able to compete. Really, right now, it's just down to the Shoshone. The Shoshone are the final nation that can maybe compete against the Sioux tribe. As for, whatever it might be a victory or something like that. But besides that, I mean, geez, just one by one, these nations fell so fast. And that's kind of normal as the game progresses. If just one nation from the east, the southeast or just the east coast could unify this region, that would be good. But the problem is that you have the Sioux dipping down further and further into the American South, being able to kind of attack a lot more nations now. They can pretty much roll over the Iroquois whenever they want. They could probably go after the French here. They could go after America. I mean, they could go after anybody almost at this point. They can't, the only people that are untouchable to them are, well, the Zapotec technically, and then Canada and England. Those are the only ones that are going to stay safe. That can stay safe, I guess I should say. But, I mean, if they really wanted to, they can get there. They could get there one by one. Canada's got lucky. Canada got really lucky with the spot. They started off in a really good spot, and that's why I would say they got pretty dang lucky. They never really had to deal with too many wars, although they could have fought them off. I will say they've always had a pretty good military, but they've stayed peaceful. So the International Games has been enacted, and yes, the Mayans are embargoed. Pretty big deal there. England has not used her military, which is disappointing. She also didn't go to war with Canada or America. I would have wanted to see that too. Are these still puppets? Yeah, so I guess the AI keeps these city revolts puppets instead of annexing them. Well, that might be just because it might be a coincidence there, but I can notice that. Oh, a barbarian worker moving through those territories. How about for the Sioux? Yeah, the Sioux have kept this as a puppet. Maybe that's just an AI thing. City exchanges usually get kept as a puppet. Maybe. I don't know. What is this, Cree? You have a stealth bomber? That's not going to be able to stop the Sioux. I just want someone to nuke the Sioux. That would be interesting to watch all these units kind of get destroyed. I mean, a couple of very well placed nuclear missiles could take out maybe, I would say half their army. Okay, maybe not half their army because they've got a whole bunch, and you need a lot of nuclear missiles to take out half their army. But you could easily destroy 25% to 33% of their military forces, I would say. And the thing about the Sioux is they don't have any navy. And think about that. They don't have a navy. So you might be able to use that to your advantage as well. I don't know how. That would be tough even for a human player to find a way to use a navy to your advantage against the super dominant army force like that. Mexico and the Mayans have peaced out. Oh, I didn't even know that they were at war still. Zapotec and Spain have peaced out. And slowly these workers are getting to work to fixing all these tiles. Oh, they've done a pretty good job. They fixed it, surprisingly fast. I didn't think that was going to happen that fast. Spain and the Iroquois have peaced out as well. So a bunch of peace deals. The game's pretty much over. 2001 AD 421. We're at turn 421. I don't know why I just said 421. That's just how lazy I get sometimes, I'm guessing. So yeah, this will be probably the last video. In the next video, we will go over the winner. I'll do the shoutouts, and we'll summarize the campaign and see. We'll see how it went, and we'll discuss, what went right with this AI-only battle, and then what went wrong. We'll talk about it. We'll definitely discuss it a little bit, but we'll see. I think I'll go maybe one more turn, perhaps. Yeah, I guess we'll go one more turn, depending on how long the Sioux takes to process. The AI has so many units right now; it's just like taking so long. Very good of Spain. I'm proud that Spain stayed around. My pick was Mexico. I mean, I know it's not. I mean, at least Mexico didn't get eliminated. I know for some people, their civ got eliminated. But I thought Mexico was going to do a little bit better. I thought they really had an advantage here, but the natives clearly dominated. The natives clearly dominated. So you got to give it to them. They did a really good job, and I'm shocked. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.